I wanted so badly to win for Zambia. Like I say, it was very emotional for everybody who was there, and we had shed a lot of tears that year. Zambia was in that year when we started the team. You have to appreciate the team that we started. Me as captain of the team, every time I look backwards, they were all new players. So it was not easy for me to start, but I believed in the cause. I also believe that if there's any justice that can be done for the fallen heroes, is for us to continue to living that legacy and also playing the kind of football that they would appreciate. And so with all government, with the players, with the coaches, with everybody, with Zambian people behind us, we went on a good run. But it was a very emotional year, and so we were, I think, one point away from the World Cup in 1994, and then we also, we went to the final of the Africa Cup of Nations. So we really wanted to win that cup on behalf of the team. So, but Zambia always play like that when it matters most. For some of people like me and the Zambian people, like I say, who were there, it's very emotional. I think that words cannot express how difficult it is to lose your own. To lose the people lost their son. We lost the team, football team. We lost football players. We lost people who were recognized, by all Zambians, and also, their name was on top because the people said, today we have a team that they can be very proud of. And it took us a long time. It took us a process, maybe 8, 9, 10 years to build a team like that. And then afterwards, in one go, to lose everybody. And I think that is the most tragic thing that can ever happen to a country. So when we went there, to Gabon, as things would turn out, in Equatorial Guinea and Gabon, and we said, I said to Hebron, and I said to the boys before we went there, Hebron was the coach, I said, for some of us, when we go to Libreville, it will be a very emotional period for us. So for me, and so what we'll do is we'll try and bring the whole team so that we can be able to pay our respects to the fallen heroes. And when we start the tournament, everybody said yes, and nobody gave it the second thought. And so as we progressed, because we were mostly in Bata and Equatorial Guinea, and then afterwards when we had to come back and and play, it was made so much so that the tournament that we would play almost all our matches in Equatorial Guinea, and only the final we were going to play in Libreville. And so when we came to this day, we sat down, and remember my wife was telling me, we have to take some flowers and we have to do this, and I said, we have to be easy with the boys, because the boys most of them are young, and some of them were not even born when the tragedy happened. And so at a particular time when the decision was made, we brought the team. The minister, we brought also the team to Sahel Beach there, and I think it was remarkable, that event. I think there was more connection. The boys, I think when they come out of that, I think when we came out of that, Zambia was a different team, in my opinion, because it was not something that we talked about. The boys were able to be there, see and appreciate, and just look at the atmosphere. And everybody, I think they felt something, something, that only the individual players would be able to say. But I think that it was a moment, that to behold. It was a moment that the boys realized that, hey, before us there was this other team, and at least. And they came out of there and then looking, saying, no, let's just do something for Zambia. Let's do something for the fallen heroes. And I think when we went, and played against Cote d'Ivoire, the Zambian team was motivated to not only make history, but it was playing also with the whole history of our footballing country, which is Zambia. I think that it's the consistency. It's not only about me. I think that there is the consistency. I think that if you trace back, in reality, I don't want to say anything, because a lot of people have made contribution to Zambian football, from coaches, players, and everybody. But my name is associated with the past, with the KK11, and then we associated with, when we started, maybe Seoul Olympics in 1988. The good moment for Zambian football. We went 11 years at home without losing. We had, of course, our biggest tragedy with the Gabon tragedy, the Gabon disaster. So, and then from the old to the new, when we started with a new team, we played the Super Eagles, your team. They beat us in 1994. So, it has been a continuation until, somehow God has given us a chance to still be here. And so you can see that my hands in many phases across the road, and I'm happy for that. But, there's a lot more people who have contributed to Zambian football who is probably not known today. And then for me, I think also the most important asset that Zambia has, it's its supporters. I mean, the supporters, they come there, they make noise, there's followers, and they make the noise, and they're there. They've been there, and they've seen good football. They have seen, we have shared a lot of tears. We've shared a lot of joy with them, and everything. So they are there, and I think that is the most consistent for me. Is that everywhere we've been on the road, the one factor that has not missed is the Zambian football follower.